It is endless in its expansion. Everything that humans worry about is non-existent in this vortex. Everything that you want, all the solutions to everything, all the expansion about everything, it already exists. It's all been worked out. So as you get into the receptive mode and you allow yourself then to be on your journey, not worrying about whether your vehicle is solid or stable, not worrying about whether your phone will stay charged enough that the maps application can give you the route that you need, but instead trusting that everything always works out for you. You allow this vortex to yield to you what you want when you want it, what you need when you need it. And it's the way that you intended to go through life. Did you notice you didn't bring any of that stuff with you when you came? Now, don't misunderstand us. We're not trying to get you to lighten your load and give everything away. We're not trying to get you to let loose of the things that are important to you. In fact, the opposite is what our message is to you. But we do want you to understand that the stability that you're looking for doesn't lie in the physical things that you've been giving it the credit of. And so, since you're sifting this out, since you're sorting this out, since you're wanting to demonstrate this, then you are sort of in a little minor, won't last too long, phase of destroying the things around you that most people are looking at the reason for stability, while you still find stability where it's really coming from. Now, you don't have to do that. You can drive the most dynamic, awesome car that has ever been created and still be in vibrational alignment with your source energy. You do not have to get rid of the physical stability. This is the thing that we want you to hear. Don't need it to be stable. Be stable and then let it show itself to you as evidence of your stability. That's the biggest concern that we want you to hear, and we've talked about that already here. And so a sort of rejecting of what the world thinks. There are so many people that want abundance but condemn it. And the reason that so many condemn it is because it feels like not enough have it. And so they're mad at those that do have it by condemning those that do have it, and not even realizing that they're preventing themselves from receiving the very abundance that already is lined up for them. So everything that we've been talking about in all these hours that we've been together today, all that we ever talk about ever, is that you came into this reality knowing that it, in its wholeness, in its diversity, in its differences, provides the basis for you as a selfishly focused, you got to be that because it's all you've got, individual, to receive from it whatever it is you are wanting whenever you're wanting. And if you can, just for a little while, just for a day or two or three or four or five or 10 or 20, just for a little while, if just for a little while, following this conversation, you can not look to the action manifested stability that you have around you. We're talking about your house, your home, your relationships, your money, your bank account. If just for a little while, you can just set that aside and let it be whatever it be, while you look to your true stability, which is your alignment with Source. And in doing so, you accept the perfection of what's in this vortex. You're going to experience that sweet spot that we've been talking about, where things just keep showing up for you when you want them. Jerry took us on a almost month-long river ride in Montana, and they had a motorhome that they towed a car behind, and they had a rubber raft that they had on top of the car, and they would drive way, 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 way upstream and leave one vehicle downstream and one vehicle upstream, and then they would float all day down the river back to the vehicle. And as they spent that time on the river, Jerry was an avid fly fisherman. It's what he liked more than anything. And he would take his rod and his creel, and he would get into one of these mountain streams, and Esther would watch him from a distance, and he would just run up the river. And she would say, "How do you do that? Are you walking on water?" She couldn't understand. And he said, "There's always a rock for me to put my foot on." He said, "Come with me, I'll show you." Well, there was not always a rock for Esther to put her foot on. She got so wet and so cold so often, bruised her ankles and her knees, slippery slimy rocks. How has he done that? But he had been doing it for so long, he knew, he was just confident that when he decided to go, there was always going to be a rock for him to put his foot on. And this is the thing that we show yourself, that this vortex is abundant with everything that you want. But more than that, there is a very defined, very clearly designed, very much understood path of least resistance known by your inner being. We say the path of least resistance because your inner being knows where all the resistant pieces are that you've been laying along your trail. And if you will get into a more trusting place, your inner being will guide you around that resistance to the things that you're really wanting to experience. And so we know this has been a long way of getting around to the fact that you can be or do or have anything that you want. And while you think that it's one thing or another thing or a lot of things in terms of manifestation, what it really is to be in that sweet spot where you know that all is well with you. And if you can think it, it will deliver itself to you moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. You get into those little rivers where that happens to you. You have those experiences where you know it. We want you to get into the place where you know it all day, every day, where every single person and every single conversation and every single thing that you witness, you accept it as the gift that you have been asking for, that is doing one of two things. It's either contributing to your vortex or it's contributing to your alignment. In other words, it's either helping you with step 1 or it's helping you with step 3. And both are necessary for the constant, joyous evolution and expansion that you've all come here for. The basis of your life is absolute freedom. No one can vibrate for you. The result of your life is never-ending growth and expansion. You are eternal beings. You're not ever going to shut that down. You're never going to stop being, you see. But if you will let your quest, what matters to you most, if you will turn your sights upon how you feel, if you will care about the joyous aspect of this, if you will care about being happy, if you will let being happy be more important than being right, if you let being happy be more important than owning something right now or being with someone right now, if you let just being happy in this moment, if you will let that be your dominant quest, it is our promise to you that it won't take long before you will find the universe unfolding for you in ways that you cannot deny how blessed you are, how fortunate you are, and how much the object of attention you are by source energy who is well aware of you and where you stand right now. We offer too many words. We do. We offer too many words. And in doing so, we cause you too thoughtful about it or too intellectual about it or too busy about it. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would think right now of the things that you most enjoy doing. We would start serving your happiness first, and everything that is responsible will fill in around it. Service your happiness first, and everything that matters will fill in around it.
Service your happiness first, and everything else will fill in around it. Amen. I think that's great advice. Service your happiness first.
We can do that.
We could definitely do that. Well, welcome to day 219 of Law of Attraction with this amazing family of people that have gathered every day at 8 a.m. to just talk about how we're going to make it happen, knowing that the law of attraction, just like the law of gravity, the law of reciprocity, the law of right action, all of these laws are laws. And there's nothing we can do to avoid those laws. And whether you believe in the laws or not, doesn't matter. You are absolutely attracting your life. And I like the new words that we learned in yesterday's class. Yesterday's class, we learned that life is not happening to us. Life is not happening for us. Life is happening from us. We are the creators of this life. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, that's on you, but it is.
Darlaina, I'm telling you, I tried it out on some of my folk and they didn't want to hear it. So I quickly just said, "Oh, where'd you get those shoes?"
Absolutely. And so here we are using the law of attraction planner, absolutely taking the time out to write the vision and make it plain. The planner absolutely gives us everything that we need in order to create the life of our dreams. And really, you don't need the planner. The planner is amazing. Don't get me wrong on that. But you just need a pencil and a piece of paper. You need a notebook and a pen. What do you want? What do you really, really want? Writing your vision and making it plain is everything that we've read in every religious book, every spiritual book. Say the people have not because they ask not. Says that the people perish for lack of vision. And we will go through life like nobody ever said that to us. And you wonder why life is not turning out the way that you'd like it to turn out. And so ask yourself the empowering questions that we ask every day that's in the planner in order for you to have awareness of your life, self awareness of yourself, in order for you to discover your life purpose, there's some key questions that you need to ask. Who are you and why are you here? What are you here to do? What do you want to do? What feels good when you do it? Do more of that. Do more of that. If there's something that feels good every time you do it, if it's talking to people, if it's um, creating events, crafting, designing, painting, whatever it is, do more of that. And the more things that you do that make you happy, you will attract more happy. She just said, go for happy and let everything else fill in. So, what are the questions? If time and money were no issue, what would you be, do, or have? Where would you go? Would you stay in the relationship that you're in? Would you stay at the job that you're doing? Would you stay in the neighborhood that you're in? Would your children continue to go to the school that they're going to? Would you eat the same food? Would you drive the same? And if any of those answers are different, then those are the movements you need to be making. I often ask my clients, if you got $50,000 right now in this moment, what would you do? And if the first thing is move, that's the first thing you should be doing right now. If the first thing is this relationship is over, it's probably already over. If the first thing is I'm quitting my job, you should probably be getting ready to quit your job. God is already talking to you. The Creator is already talking to you and telling you these answers already. These answers that you seek are already within you. We're just asking you to help to clarify them by asking the questions. How do you
If
want
the
to?
first thing is move, go past a place and start picking up some boxes and just go home and start putting stuff in a box.
Everything is all about taking the first step. You take one, God will take two. You take two, God will take four. And we know this, we're living it every single day. So, who are you? Why are you here? What do you want to contribute to the world? It's so important to ask ourselves these questions because these are the answers. When you answer these questions, these are the life answers to your life. How do you want to grow? Who are you? Why are you here? Why are you here? Jesus loves you too. Where are you going? How do you want to be remembered? If you achieved all your life's goals right now in this moment, how would it feel?
Woohoo!
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so, how do you get those feelings now? Meditation and visualization is how you get it now. See it as it is done before it's even done. I know it's a scripture that say that. One day I'm gonna write it down so I know, so I can learn it and say it verbatim. But really, what they say, faith is the things hoped for but not yet seen.
Substance of things hoped for.
There you go. That's it.
The evidence of things not seen.
So what's the most important in your life? What do you value most? What are you passionate about? What brings you the most joy and peace in your life? What does a successful life even look like to you? What does it look like? Identify it. What do people most admire about you specifically? What do your friends admire about you? I know they told you. And if you don't know, ask them. What are your top 5 values that your friends have told you about you, that they know about you? What are your top 10 achievements in life? It's so important to stack up the things that you've already done. They said, oh, you was Miss America 10 years ago. I don't care. I was still Miss America. Or whatever. I graduated college. I graduated my children from college. I um, taught business skills to people. Like whatever it is, you stack up those things. The same way we stack up all of that bad stuff that you holding on to, stack up the good stuff too. I bought my first house when I was 20. I bought my first car when I was 5. Stack up all that stuff so you can remember not only who you are, but whose you are, right? Remembering that is so important. And the funny thing, as I'm saying these words, everything you say go right back to you. Everything you say about me go right back to you. Remember that in school? Everything you say go right back to you. Everything I'm saying is coming right back to me. Just remember the power of that. Writing the vision and making it plain is so important so that you have a direction. And so we know that we're attracting all kinds of things to ourselves, and it's all based on how you feel. It's so important to monitor how you feel, monitoring your emotions. We have low level emotions and we have high level emotions. Down here in the low level of emotions with sadness and anger and hurt and uncertainty and all of that is more of that. But up here in joy, love, peace, and abundance, if you can bring your vibration up to meet that, that is where everything that you want is. You attract more things that cause joy, more things that cause love, more things that cause peace, and more things that cause abundance up here. So we have to stay up here. And even when you find yourself down here, you just have to find the things that shift you. Is it a funny movie, a phone call with friends? Is it being on a call like this? Is it reading a book? Is it going out in nature? Whatever it is, you find the thing that's going to bring you up. Because only up here can you attract the good life. You can't attract it down here in depression and anxiety and all of that. We know that it's so important for us to stay in the present. The quote goes, if you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the now. You are present in the moment. Anything that you're experiencing right now is not anything that you have done right now. You're living the residual of 5 years ago. You're living now who you were. So now in the present, as you work to build yourself and become better, you will live that residual in the future. So just keep working in the present and the future will take care of itself. It's so important for us to be at peace and be present. Be present when your grandchildren are with you. Be present when your daughter is with you. Be present when you're in the company of people that you love. Don't be distracted by your phone or by bills or whatever. Just be present with those people, places, and things that make you happy. Just be present. And the more that you are present, the more everything you need will start to roll right on around into everything that you're doing. You will find yourself on an abundance vibration level. If it's true that we are all energy, everything that we need is energy. The money is energy. Everything is vibrating high. So we have to vibrate high in order to meet it. So it's so important for us to do that. And then when we ask ourselves these empowering questions every morning, what am I happy about in my life right now? What am I excited about in my life right now? What am I proud about in my life right now? What am I grateful for in my life right now? What am I enjoying in my life right now? What am I committed to in my life right now, Gwen? That's Gwen's question. Because every time I think of it, that's who comes to mind. I think she's one of the people who has a lot of commitments that I know about.
And she keeps them all.
She keeps them. Yeah, yeah. That list is long, long. When I grow up, no, that's not true. I don't want it. I don't want it. There was this little boy I used to keep. His name is Liam. Liam was probably somewhere between 4 years old and 5 years old when I used to keep him. And whenever I would try to give him something, he says, "I don't want it. I don't want it." So that's like a running. I don't want it. So even Baby Rose says it. I don't want it. We don't want it. So whatever we don't want, no thank. He said no thank you. I don't want it. And so we say it, and Christopher knows him too. And when he says the same, when he was here, he kept saying, "No, thank you, I don't want it." So we don't want it. We don't want it. So what are you committed to? Who do you love?
But it's good to know that. It's good to be like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't get a lot of stuff sticking on you that you knew
I don't want it.
Instantly you didn't want it.
No, thank you. I don't want it.
No,
no thank you.
I
don't
like
want
that.
it. Yeah. He used to say he was smart. Right. He was a smart little boy. No, thank you. I don't want it. And so who do you love in your life and who loves you? Figure out who that is. Spend more time with them. How can you make yourself feel good today? How can you improve your relationships today? How can you be present in the now? We already said yesterday is gone, tomorrow doesn't exist. So the present is the gift. So stay there. Some people are really holding on to stuff that they really need to let go of. Those things that you hold on to create so much dis-ease in the body. We know, well, I know as an emotional healer that a lot of the emotions that people carry, your anger lands in your liver, fear lands in your kidneys. And when you find that you have problems in these areas, probably some anger you need to let go of, probably some fear you need to let go of. We are connected, mind, body, and soul. So everything that you let affect your mind affects your body and affects your soul. So it's so important for us to release those things and be present. Have more. How can you have more inner peace today? What can you give today? What are your 5 most important goals? What help or guidance can you ask for today? What can you pray for today? And if this were the last day of your life, how would you live it? It's so important for us to do the work. And the work is easy work. What they say, simple but not easy. Simply, you could write your vision. Why won't you do it? Oh, because you was watching TV? Oh, because you was outside? Why won't you make your vision board? Oh, you mean I gotta go get magazines and go get stuff and cut it out and do all that? So simple, but not easy. You have to plan it and do it. Plan it and do it. Write your life statement. I'm so grateful and thankful. Now that what? What is the thing that you would be thankful and grateful for if it was already done? Somebody said, who fine auntie is this? Auntie Rose. But what is it? Do you realize that if you took the time right now today and wrote your vision and made it plain, wrote it down as if it already is, did your vision board and did the work, and you started to manifest all those things that you wrote down and made plain, right? If you did all that and these things begin to happen, do you know what happens to your world? Your world becomes better. And when your world becomes better, there's some people that will be affected by your world becoming better. Know who the people are? Who are they? Name them. Name them. Your daughter, your son, your mother, your father. How about after you've spent all the money you could spend on your family, guess what? Guess who else starts getting help? Extended family, cousins, aunts. Because they keep telling you, my brother been telling me for 10 years about wanting to get an event space building. That's what he wants. He wants an event space so that he can create events all the time. Because my brother is the life of the party. You know, the minute I'm able, the first person I'm gonna do something for is my brother. Because he been saying it for so long. And guess what? Until he gets the business, guess where the life of the party is always at? My brother Dan's house. No, my brother Dan's house. If you in Philly, you at Dan's house.
Oh.
You at Dan's house. If you in Philly, you at Dan's. And when anything in the family is going on, guess where it's all happening at? At Dan's house. He used to call his house the blue. He called his place the blue light. And he had a blue light in front of his, still has a blue light in front of his house. If the blue light is on, that means it's a party over here. Underground, secret, the blue light. And the
blue lights in the basement.
Blue light in the basement, but he just called it the blue light. And so he needs to have the blue light. He needs to have the building. And so that's what we do. When you are successful, you spread that out. And then once you have taken care of all of those people close to you, guess who else gets to experience that?
Your church.
Your church, the world, your favorite charities, people. Shucks your ding dang neighbor. And guess what happens when everything that you do has that ripple effect and it goes out from you, your one little being? All of that ripple goes all the way out. And guess what happens to the world?
It's better.
It becomes a better place because you are here. Look at the Oprahs of the world. Look at her impact. Her impact is international. And the only difference between you and Oprah is time and a decision.
Mm-hmm.
We can impact the world the same way. Do you know there's people, they call them anonymous philanthropists, that they are having the same type of impact, you just don't know their name? So you can still have that impact and nobody know your name. But we got to dig in deep and go get this impact that we attempted to create. Because God surely gave it to you, and he surely won't let you sleep until you do it. You could deny it. You could say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, no, I'm going to get a job and I'm just going to be regular. I don't know what you're talking about, all this save the world stuff. I'm going to just, and then you go get a job.
And get fired.
Or quit because they treat you so bad. Listen, I tried it both ways. I am your living proof. I am your living proof that until you surrender to the calling on your life, that nothing will go well. It won't go well until you do what God told you to do.
Even if you won't quit, you're diligent, they're going to fire you because that's not where God wants.
Listen, somebody told me that in 2009, and I'm like, it's a good job. I'm staying. Boy, let me tell you something. That job was so bad. I found out what a panic attack was. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought I was having a heart attack. They was like, nope, it was a panic attack. All because of the job. They say more suicides and more heart attacks happens on Sunday and Monday. Why?
Don't want to go to work. Don't
Because
want to
your
go to work.
body is, your heart is attacking you because you doing something that you don't want to do, but because you're not brave enough to do it, your body gonna lay you down.
You won't be brave enough to say, no, thank you. Like that
No, thank
little
you. I
boy.
don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And you don't want it. You know you don't want it because every time you go there, you feel it in your entire being. You can get up in the morning all happy and then you're like, oh my God, it's Thursday, it's Tuesday. I gotta go to this place. I don't want to go. Don't go. Find another way to do it. Now I ain't saying quit your job. Now don't say Darlaina told me to quit my job. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying find a way and transition yourself appropriately. Because it took me from 2009 when Mike Claiborne said it to me all the way to 2016 to finally surrender. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7 years. 7 years to surrender. I have completely and wholly surrendered. I completely and wholly trust God for what He told me that I need to do. And I can tell you my life is less stressful. I mean, it's a little every once in a while that comes up, but it's definitely less stressful.
You're not having panic attacks.
I'm definitely not having, that was one and done. And I'm not in spaces that I don't want to be in. I'm not in spaces where I am not celebrated. I do not go where I'm just simply tolerated. That ain't no life nobody want to live. Oh yeah, come on over, girl. And you feel it all while you there. Energy is off. You don't feel right. You don't feel welcome. You don't feel love. You're like,
You felt that way when you pulled in the driveway. You didn't even have to get out of the car.
on the way there, you like, you know how they treat you when you go over here, so I don't even know why you going over here.
Because they invited me.
I remember I used to just get extremely dressed up. Just dressed up. So they might not like me, but they gonna like my shoes.
Girl, where'd you get some?
They're gonna like my shoes, they're gonna like my outfit, they're gonna like all of that. And so it's just important for us to serve ourselves, serve yourself, take care of you, please. Serve you first. Do the calling that is on your life, that thing that won't let you sleep, that thing that you keep dreaming about, that thing that just keeps showing up all around you. Like, I want that house, but what is the work? What is the work that you'll do to get it? How will you show up in the world? What will be the rent that you pay for the things that you want for your life, for how you want to live? What is it? Because I know every good book told me I could be, do, or have anything I want. So what do you want to be, do, or have? So here we are, 219 days. We are rounding out June. So now it is time for us to start
July.
July. July. July. So now that July is almost over, we have to now review this month. The thing that I love about the planner is the review. The review of everything that you have been doing for this month. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What are your top 10 achievements for the month? What did you learn this month? What distractions did you find? What mental blocks? What fears? How did you make yourself feel good? What did not happen and why? The people who you learned from and who inspired you. What actions did you take to improve? Were you in harmony? What are the greatest insights that you've gained over this past month? How do you feel about your progress this month? How did you stay in the flow of allowing and enjoying the journey regardless of the outcome? What obstacles or fears did you encounter inside yourself? What did you learn from watching your emotional vibration? We absolutely are watching our vibration, and we know exactly when your vibration is low, we know exactly what to do now. 219 days in, we know. What was the most common negative emotion? How did you accept it, let it go, and move up the emotional scale? Did you enjoy fully whatever you were doing this month? Were you really here or just showing up? And how can you be more present? So I'm going to open for any questions or comments or concerns. Um, how are you feeling on day 219? Um, I'm really excited for each of us. I'm excited for each person in this group to get to what you are getting to, because I don't know, in a little bit, this room is going to have so much proof of concept. We ain't going to be able to keep it closed. We're going to have to open it up to the world. We're going to have to. We're going to have to, so that the world can see that this is something that we must do. We must write the vision and make it plain. Go ahead, Sherry.
Yeah, I wanted to echo what you said about how your body can just attack you. The last job I had an anxiety attack for the whole weekend. I thought I was having a heart attack. I went to the emergency room twice. And when they said there was nothing wrong with me, they couldn't find anything wrong with me. I went to my primary doctor. She said, Sherry, there's nothing wrong. It must be anxiety. I told the boss, I'm not well enough to work here anymore. I absolutely resigned.
Oh my God.
And
yes.
I'm sorry that, I don't even think I gave her 2 weeks. I just said, I gotta go. And I knew I had to go for months. My mate passed in April. And by August, I absolutely just could not bear working there anymore. I had to go. And I never had another anxiety attack. I never had another moment where I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Yep.
Is everything perfect? What's perfect? I have harmony.
Yes.
And even when I feel like, okay, I got to handle this, I got to handle that, I do like we say, I look at what's in my house, what can I turn into money, what's the next right step.
Yes.
I meditate, I pray, and I put one foot in front of the other, and I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy. When I walk past my old job, I just go, wow, I'm so glad I don't have to go through the doors. Bless you. I don't even, and this place has events and stuff. I even tiptoe and make a real conscious decision whether I want to go to an event there. Because once you've worked in a place and you're there for an event, you become the it girl. And the last event that I went to there, I absolutely had to rescue some things, but it was okay because the party was for young people, and the mothers were my friends, and I absolutely wanted to help them. But, same shit, different day.
Whenever
You didn't do it for the owner, you did it for your friends.
Whenever I am in Philadelphia, my friends that work at Temple University Hospital, I absolutely go. And I'm there for, they only have 2 lunches, 11 o'clock lunch and a 1 o'clock. I post up. I come in all my fabulousness and I post up. And I look at all those bosses that was mean to me and all of that. And I literally, one of them has passed away now, and one of them has gotten fired. The one who fired me got fired. So check this out. All 3 of them, my supervisor, her boss, and her boss, 3 of them sitting at the table. And I had written my book already, bestseller. Man, let me tell you something. I came in there with some 5-inch heels with my long Keska, how Whoopi Goldberg say, my hair cascading down my back. And I walked up to them and I said, oh my goodness, how are you? It's been so long. How is everything? Listen, people don't get a chance to do this, so I am going to do this. I just want to thank you from this place. Because had you not released me, not only would I not have written my best-selling book, I wouldn't be living so amazingly in Atlanta, Georgia. So thank you so much for everything. You were absolutely a part of a major process. And they looked at each other, and the supervisor was like, You welcome. You ain't done nothing until you thanked your boss for firing you, and have such control over your time that you can sit through not only the 11 o'clock lunch, but the 12 o'clock lunch and the 1 o'clock lunch, and see all of your friends and let them see the elevation from being fired from what we were told was a good job.
Because you're giving them courage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so many of them, I'm still in touch with them, still talk to them. When they come through Atlanta, I get to see them because they see me and know that we are not tied to anything that is potentially, supposedly a good job. You can create a good work for yourself. What is your good work that you are doing? Who are you serving? Men, children, women, whoever it is that you're serving, that is your good work. Your good work will supply all of your needs. Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Amen.
Amen to that. Well,
That's right.
day 219 is in the bag. Y'all keep doing all of your amazing stuff, because all of your amazing stuff is the stuff that changes the world. The stuff that we get to do is the stuff how Abraham said, we have the power to create worlds within us. We get to create our world as we go. If that don't work, move to the next thing. That didn't work, move to the next thing. And it's probably the same thing. You're just finding a different way to do it.
Yes.
The same work, just a different way. Listen,
sometimes it's ahead of you. You have to keep going to catch up with it.
Absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
I was technologically disabled, and
Yes.
I kept going and find out that the technology part of it's going to be the biggest piece of my learning center.
Absolutely.
So I had to go through to get to that.
So you know. Well, I thank you all so very much. You know, this call, the privilege of getting to do it, because that's what I said to myself this morning as I'm coming to the call and I'm uncovering the furniture and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to feed into somebody else's life, to let other people see what it all looks like. So thank you for being the evidence. Thank you for showing up. Happy birthday, Bridget.
Oh, happy birthday, Bridget.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Bridget.
It is a
happy birthday, Bridget. Many more.
Yes.
Happy Bridget. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bridget.
Happy birthday, Bridget.
Let's start dancing right now.
Thank you.
You got to shine the light on her. That's what
shine the light on them. Whoa, shine the light on them.
Get your light inside.
Hey. Yes.
That one. We love you, Bridge.
We do. So I thank you everybody for being Beauty Michelle said happy birthday, Bridget. So the people online hear it too. So have an amazing day today. Absolutely live out loud and live on purpose. Listen, the world is waiting for you. And so is all of us. So get to your purpose, get to your dreams, get to your joys, get to the thing that just wake you up out of the bed and you're like, I don't need to sleep. I got people, places, and things to serve.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! And then go do it. And then go do it. Go do it with a smile on your face. Go do it in happiness, even if it's just going to your job, because you know your job is your number one investor. So go there, get the money so you can build the business, so you can build the community. Go do it. Go do it. And I promise you.
Change your attitude about that, J.O.B.
Yes. And I promise you, when you go do it, I'm going to do it too. So have an amazing rest of your day, everybody. Have just a great week if I don't get to talk to those of you who are online. But the rest of y'all, I'll see y'all later. Have an amazing day on purpose. Bye for now.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. TikTok, you don't stop. Oh, I can't see the sun in my eyes. Thank y'all so much for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye for now. Oh, it don't want to let me. Okay, there we go. All right, IG. Thank y'all for being here. I hope that you are living your life out loud and on purpose. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye for now. All right, YouTube and Twitter. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day.